And we are live, guys. Thank you for being patient and welcome to my Elimination Chamber 2018 review and results video. Just got finished watching Elimination Chamber. Just got back from watching over my friend's house, the Club of the Man 1993. So shout out to him. Be sure to check out his video. Let's talk about Elimination Chamber, guys. If you're watching live, you know how this works. Be sure to participate in the live chat. It will be open throughout this entire review. So without further ado, let's talk about Elimination Chamber. Overall, despite that ending, and I knew it was coming from a mile away, so to me, I accepted it. I knew, even though the guy that I wanted to win did not win. And I really wanted Strowman to win. I really did. However, I'm not going to let that take away from what I thought was a pretty enjoyable pay-per-view. From start to finish, this was one of the better pay-per-views that I've watched in recent memory. And particularly from the Raw brand. I thought it delivered in the areas that I wanted it to deliver. And we will certainly break that down in this live review. So as we go throughout this pay-per-view, be sure to participate in the live chat as always and leave your comments down below once this video is posted. So let's not waste any further time. Let's get into this pay-per-view. We'll start with the kickoff. Did not watch it. However, I caught brief glimpses of it. It was Luke Gallows and Karl Anderson versus the Miztourage. Gallows and Anderson hit the Magic Killer for the win. So no real surprise there. Let's move on to the main card. Raw Women's Championship defended for the first time inside the Elimination Chamber. Alexa Bliss versus Sasha Banks versus Bayley versus Sonya Deville versus Mandy Rose versus Mickie James. I thought this was a smart move to have the women open up with the Elimination Chamber, and I have to give the women credit. I thought they pulled off an enjoyable opener. I was worried about this match going into it. I was wondering, can the women deliver? And I thought, for the most part, they delivered very well. We kicked off with Bayley and Sonya Deville. Was happy to see Bayley go the distance in this match. I thought ever since Bayley faced Asuka and then Sasha Banks on Raw and now in the Elimination Chamber, I felt like they've handled her better. Not perfect, but she's been doing better compared to how her early run on Raw went, and that was not well at all. They really killed off a lot of Bayley's momentum, but I felt like the crowd was kind of starting to get back behind her, which is good. They teased that dissension between Sasha and Bayley in this match. But yeah, there was a lot that I liked from this women's Elimination Chamber match. Rose was the first to be eliminated. She got reversed into the bank statement. She tapped out to Sasha Banks. Eventually, Mickie James, who came into the match, hit a Fez press off the pod onto Sonya Deville. That was a nice spot for Mickie James. And Sonya was eliminated. And just immediately after, Banks hit Mickie James with a backstabber and went right into the Bayley to belly. So Mickie James was eliminated. So it came down to Alexa, Bayley, and Sasha Banks. And what I liked about this match is Alexa used every opportunity she could to get the hell out of that match. She climbed up to the top. Bayley and Sasha Banks tried to cut her off. Then eventually they had Alexa Bliss trapped on the pod. And that's where Banks started to help Bayley, but then she kicked her right in the head. And that, to me, it wasn't a full-blown turn. I think we'll see what happens tomorrow, or should I say tonight, on Raw, what develops between Bayley and Sasha Banks. I think we're headed for a match possibly at WrestleMania, which would be nice to see between those two, because we all know they have kick-ass matches, and to have it on the greatest stage of them all would be fitting. So eventually, Sasha Banks, she dove off the top of the pod and hit a frog splash on Bayley, or should I say the top of the ring rope onto Bayley for a near fall. And then as Sasha Banks goes up to the top, hits Bayley to belly on, or should I say, Bayley hits the Bayley to belly on Sasha Banks, goes for the pin, but Alexa Bliss steals the pin and rolls up Bayley, should I say. So Bayley tries to cover Sasha, Alexa Bliss rolls up Bayley, eliminates her, comes down to Banks and Alexa Bliss. A nice little bit of back and forth action here between these two, who I can never tell if they have real life tension and animosity between Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, just from the rumors you hear on the internet. You don't know what to believe from that, but from what I've heard, there's a little bit of heat between these two. which always helps, I feel, in a pro wrestling feud when, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, back in the day, just that level of animosity and tension. So Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks goes up top, tries to climb on top of the pod, but Bliss pushes Sasha Banks' head first into the pod. She hits the Hangman's DDT onto Sasha Banks for the win, and Alexa Bliss successfully retains her Raw Women's Championship. As I correctly predicted, I had a feeling we would get Alexa versus Nia. I think we will still get there. We'll talk about what happened with Asuka and Nia, but I don't think we will. I think we'll see Asuka go after the SmackDown Women's Championship. Excuse me. After the match, Alexa's cut this promo, kind of cutting babyface promo, and eventually she turns it on the crowd. I was like thinking, is Alexa Bliss a heel or a face here? But of course, she says tonight she proved that she is the only true goddess in WWE, and she says that none of you will ever be able to achieve your dreams. So a nice little after the match promo here from Alexa Bliss. And like I said, I enjoyed what the women had to offer in this Elimination Chamber match. I thought it delivered. I was worried about it going in, but my fears were certainly put to rest. We had the Raw Tag Team Championships on the line here, the Bar versus Titus Worldwide. This actually was a decent match, more so than I thought it was going to be going into it. I figured it's a filler match. You're not really going to get too much out here. At the most, I'd hope for a good match between these two. And towards the end, action picked up here with Apollo Crews. He's just Apollo. I don't know what the hell his name is now. It's Apollo Crews. I can't keep up with this shit. But he was diving all over the place, taking out Sheamus, taking out Cesaro. He was really fun to watch in this match, and just goes to show you the potential that he has once he gets, a character. I'm telling you, once this guy gets a character, the sky is the limit on him. He tries for a standing moonsault. Sheamus gets the knees up for the counter. Sheamus and Cesaro hit a springboard version of their finisher and pin Apollo. So the Bar are still your tag team champions heading into WrestleMania. It'll be interesting to see who they face. Perhaps the Revival, that would be nice to see, or maybe the Hardy Boys will reform. I don't know. If Jeff Hardy comes back, we'll have to see what his role will be at WrestleMania, or perhaps we'll see. We'll see what happens at WrestleMania. A lot of different options, but it'll be interesting to say the least. We then had Nia Jax versus Asuka, and the stipulation for this match was if Nia Jax won, she would be added to the women's title match at WrestleMania. I have to say, I was having streaming issues during this match. It was jumping from place to place, so from what I saw, it wasn't bad. I was really surprised here to see that Asuka reversed out of a Hurricane Rana and hold for the win. I didn't think she was going to get the win here. I mean, not to say that I didn't think she was going to win. I thought maybe they do a count out, and therefore Asuka is still undefeated, but she hasn't been pinned or submitted. However, Asuka gets the win, so her streak is intact. So I'm like, oh, okay. So now what do you do with Nia Jax? Well, what they did after the match, she's a sore loser, and she beats the piss out of Asuka. She beats the shit out of her and spears her through the barricade. So what I liked about this is Asuka's still undefeated. Nia looks strong coming out of this match, and you can set up whatever you want. You can do, you know what I was thinking? On Raw, to crown a number one contender for Alexa Bliss's championship. Even though you just did a Royal Rumble, I was thinking, maybe not. Maybe not. I was thinking Battle Royale. You could do some type of contendership. I don't know. Come up with some way to get a number one contender for Alexa Bliss's Raw Women's Championship, and I think it'll be Nia Jax, because we're going to get Sasha Banks versus Bayley at WrestleMania. You do Alexa, Nia, and you do Charlotte Asuka, and there's your women's matches at WrestleMania 34. So and thanks for watching. Like I said, please comment in the live chat. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. But I thought this wasn't a bad match at all. And speaking of match that I did not care about at all, Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. Is it just me, or is it every time that somebody enters into a feud with Bray Wyatt, I just don't care anymore? Finn Bálor didn't care. Seth Rollins did not care. It just goes on and on and on and on, and I just continue to care less and less and less. And that's a shame, because there was one point in time that Bray Wyatt was one of my favorites to watch. Now, I just don't even care. And to me, he's bringing down Matt Hardy in this feud because I like Matt Hardy. But I feel if this doesn't lead to a Hardy family, a Wyatt family compound match, or, a final deletion match or something like that, then to me, this is just a giant waste of time. What is the point of this feud between Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy? Matt Hardy got the win. That's good. But other than that, the crowd did not care. They were playing with beach balls and what have you. So, I mean, they were working their butts off in this match, Matt and Bray, but there wasn't just, the story was piss poor. The promos that they're cutting, same shit. They're laughing. Ha ha, ooh, ha. Okay, you laugh at each other. And I need more than that. You could take this to limits that we haven't seen storytelling-wise, but to me, it's been complacent, lazy, and therefore that's why it was a match. And plus, we've seen the match, so what's the point of having another match? To me, there was no stakes to this match. So, I mean, I don't know what more to say, guys. I'm just happy Matt Hardy won, and with that, we are going to move on to, I believe, the contract signing between Ronda Rousey, Stephanie McMahon, Triple H, and Kurt Angle. So Triple H comes out. He's talking about how Ronda Rousey is one of the baddest women on the planet. And Ronda gets in the ring. She says, thank everyone, including Kurt Angle, an Olympic champion. Ronda Rousey chant breaks out. Ronda says she'd like to thank the late, great Roddy Piper for inspiring her to get into that ring. And she dedicated, her training and her career to Roddy. And that was a nice moment right there. And then, of course, this is all about signing the contract. And then Triple H says, once you sign that contract, you will not only be you'll not only be a WWE superstar, you will have a match at WrestleMania, like we all expected. And Stephanie gives her the pen sign, and then Triple H and Kurt are talking off to the side. I'm thinking, what the heck's going on here? And Rousey says, Kurt, do you have something to say to me? And he says, he's been hearing for years about the Triple H and Stephanie talking about getting her back for what happened at. And Kurt made a botch here, and I was laughing my ass off. He was supposed to say WrestleMania 31. He said WrestleMania 21. So obviously, Kurt Angle was just hilarious tonight. I was just laughing my ass off watching him. But obviously, he meant WrestleMania 31, and I'm glad they brought that up and didn't try and forget it. And he says, backstage, Triple H said 3 years in the making, and now we own this bitch, before he was cut off. And Triple H is like, Kurt, you better shut the hell up. And then Rousey just stares down Triple H. And, eventually this leads to Rousey putting Triple H through the table and staring down Stephanie. And you think something's going to happen between Rousey and Stephanie. And Stephanie backs away. Rousey signs contract. We're getting a mixed tag at WrestleMania. I'm looking forward to that. It looks like it might be Rousey and Kurt versus Triple H and Stephanie, or they could swerve us and bring in The Rock. I would still love to see The Rock, but if you're going to do Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey, to me that would make sense based on what happened on here. So of course, Stephanie said on Raw Talk, if you watched afterwards, that she would make Kurt Angle publicly apologize on Raw. So I'm intrigued to see where this goes, but I feel the mixed tag would be the right way to go for Ronda Rousey in her first match here in WWE. So yeah, I enjoyed this a lot. And then we have the men's elimination chamber, the 7-man elimination chamber match. Of course, we started with Elias, who would be the first to enter, but the last to leave the elimination chamber. So he came down first, sang a little song about the elimination chamber, and then eventually Braun Strowman came out. We get into the match itself. It started with Bálor, Miz, and Seth Rollins. And I like to stare down here between Cena and Rollins. Like I said, they had a fantastic showing in the Gauntlet match Monday Night on Raw. And overall, despite the finish, I thought this Elimination Chamber was really, really good. I really enjoyed it because I knew going into this that Roman Reigns was going to win. So you take that out of the equation. Even though they got me to think, well, maybe there's a chance. I thought, maybe there's a chance that Braun Strowman wins. Maybe Seth Rollins wins. I didn't think Cena was going to win. I didn't think Bálor, Miz, what have you, was going to win. So first, Miz was eliminated. Let's go back to the eliminations by Strowman. So he's out. Then we get Elias eliminated, who was the last to leave that pod. I like how he kind of hid in there throughout the match. That was kind of fun to watch. I thought maybe he would just stay in there for the entire match. He got eliminated. Then everybody gangs up on Strowman, but Strowman eliminates Cena. And then looked like Bálor got the coup de grace on Reigns, but of course Strowman picked him up and eliminated Finn Bálor. And then Seth Rollins goes up to the top rope, hits a huge freaking frog splash on to Braun Strowman. It was freaking incredible for a 2 count. And then Rollins hits multiple super kicks to Strowman. Reigns hits the ropes and runs right into the running power slam. Rollins hits the ropes and gets hit by the running power slam. So Strowman eliminates Rollins. And then it comes down to Reigns and Strowman. Strowman tries to hit Reigns with the running power slam. Strowman runs headfirst into one of the pods, gets to his feet. Reigns hits Superman punch, hits 2 spears, and punches his way to the main event of WrestleMania, as we all expected. So like I said, predictability. It would have been nice to see them go with Braun Strowman. However, I still hold out hope, because after this match, even though Roman won, did you notice how Strowman got back up and beat the shit out of Roman Reigns and threw him through one of the pods? Okay, Roman punched his ticket to WrestleMania. What does Braun Strowman do? I give you this. We will know by tonight on Raw what happens. They could still turn this into a triple threat. Maybe Strowman interrupts and holds the show hostage. Maybe he interrupts Roman and Lesnar's stare down and says, I eliminated 6 men. Even though I didn't win, I'll do something dastardly on the show until you give me what I want. I want to go to the main event of WrestleMania. Insert me into that triple threat match, or insert me into that Universal Championship match. And boom. Or maybe he goads Roman into putting his number 1 contendership on the line. Then you get a double count out. We have no definitive winner. Therefore, it becomes triple threat. There are a number of different scenarios. We are how many weeks away from WrestleMania? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks. WWE triple threat is the way to go. Because you could have Strowman challenge Miz for the IC title, but he is hot. He's got the momentum on his side. You capitalize while he has that momentum. At the very least, feel he should be in that Universal Championship match. And you can still do that. There is still time. You can make it. You can do whatever you want. That's the nice thing about wrestling. And that ending really made me wonder, And on Raw Talk, did you notice they kept saying, it's a one-on-one match. It's a one-on-one match. Well, something tells me, why would they have Strowman beat the shit out of Reigns and have him be the last image being shown? If it was just going to be Reigns, Lesnar, don't you think he would have got out of there and would just focus on Reigns? To me, I'm still hoping, beyond hope, that we get a triple threat at WrestleMania. So we will know tonight on Raw, but I know there's a lot of people harping on Roman winning. I knew it was coming, so it is what it is. That's still not going to take away from my enjoyment of this show. And that's why I'm giving this show I'm going to give it a B+. I enjoyed the 2 Elimination Chamber matches. Tag title match was actually better than I thought it was going to be. The stuff with Asuka and Nia, the contract signing between Ronda and Stephanie. To me, enough on this show delivered for me to give it a B+. So that is my thoughts on Elimination Chamber 2018. What are your guys' thoughts? Be sure to leave them down below in the comments section. Be sure to check out my other videos here on youtube.com/DanielGaza412. Be sure to follow me on Twitter at DanielGaza412 as well for all my latest tweets. I'll be back up here tonight at 11:15 p.m. for my live Monday Night Raw review, as we are officially less than 42 days until the WrestleMania 34 is here. So it'll be only a matter of time. Guys, thank you for watching this video. I will catch you guys in my next video. So until then, take care.